Zinnias are definitely the workhorse in a cutting garden, and lucky for us, they are also one of the easiest plants to harvest and save seeds from. So today we're going to head out in the garden and we are going to harvest some zinnia seeds so that you don't have to buy any next year. So let's go. Welcome back to the farmhouse. I am Deanne from Hummingbird Acres. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video about homesteading, gardening, and farmhouse life. I'm so excited that you guys are here today to harvest some zinnia seeds with us. Before we head out into the garden, let's make sure we have all of our supplies so we're not running around like a crazy person once we get out there. So to harvest zinnia seeds, you're going to need zinnia flowers, which we have planted in the garden, by the way. And you're also going to need a basket to put the flower heads in. You're going to need some pruning shears. These are Friskers. These are one of my favorites. I will link them below for you. They are kind of a must-have in a flower garden. You're going to need a paper plate, paper towel, an envelope for your seeds once they are harvested. I do have this as a freebie in our Simple Farmhouse library. You can find the link to join our library below, and this is inside. This is sorry, I guess I should mention, this is a printable, so you print it out, cut it out, tape it together, and you have a very simple seed pack that will match the rest of your seed packs. You will also need some type of screen to dry your zinnia seeds on. All right, that's all put away so it won't blow away. Let's head on out to the garden. When you are harvesting zinnia seeds, you want to make sure that you let the flower completely dry on the plant. If you cut the flower too soon, you're going to have immature seeds that will not germinate. So I'm going to show you kind of a close-up of what this looks like after I cut a few. Alright, so I have laid out some of the zinnias that I just harvested from the garden, and I kind of want to show you what is ready to harvest seeds from and what is not ready to harvest seed from. So you can see these up here still have a lot of color in them. I mean, even all the way to this one, you can still see all of the color. If we were to harvest the seeds from these, they would be immature and they wouldn't germinate. So we don't want to harvest the seeds from anything that still has any of the color in it. What we're looking for is the flowers that are completely dead. They are very, very dry. They're crinkly. Maybe they've even lost the majority of their petals. So we're looking to harvest the ones that are really, really dried out. Now remember, you want to let them dry on the plant or you're going to get immature seeds as well. So you don't want to harvest them too early and you don't want to harvest them when they're not on the plant. So we are going to put these in the compost and we are going to look at these to harvest the seeds out of. Okay, so now we are going to harvest the seeds, and I actually harvested some when I hit this flower and moved it. So you want to have your screen and you are going to basically just pull the flower head apart and pull all of the seeds, and I'm going to just sprinkle them on top of this screen to get them so that they dry out some more. So just take the flower head, kind of pull off the petals, and then start pulling all of the seeds out. And sprinkling it on, actually there's some still on here. Oops. This one is actually still too, not wet, dry enough. This one's crumbling. Look at that. Look how easy that crumbles. This is what you want. You want it to crumble so easily and it fall. Look at all those seeds. right in my hand from one flower, and I could still pull more off this. So lay that out. Let's do another one. Look, you can see all of those seeds on there. These are actually still attached to some of the petals, so I'm going to pull a little bit. Alright, so once I have harvested all of the seeds, I am going to let them sit on this drying rack for 1 to 2 days. And then we'll move on to the next step. So I do want to mention that when you are taking your flowers apart and you're harvesting the seeds, if keeping the varieties separated is really important to you, make sure that you are using different screens and make sure that you are labeling everything so you don't get anything mixed up, because the seeds are going to look very much alike when you harvest them. For us, I really don't care. I don't mind if they're all mixed up. I love experimenting and I love seeing what grows from the seeds. So I'm just gonna put everything on the same tray. That being said, I love experimenting and I love trying new varieties of really anything. So let me know your favorite zinnia variety in the comments below, and maybe you will see it in my 2022 garden. Our zinnia seeds have been drying on our mesh racks for about a week. I would say they are very, very dry. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my paper towel and my paper plate, put it on, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna just pick out the seeds and lay them on the paper towel and let them sit for 1 or 2 days just to make sure that they are completely dry. The seeds on our paper plate are completely dry, so now I am ready to put them in their envelope and store them for winter. So like I said, I love making these paper envelopes. I print them out, cut them out, and tape them. You can get this as part of our Simple Farmhouse Living resource library. I have put a link for it below. All you do, join, download, print, and cut. So super simple. On the front, it tells you there's a spot for the variety. So if you are separating your zinnia seeds by the different varieties, you can write that in. And then it also has a place for you to write the date that they are collected so that you remember. And their back is completely empty if you want to write any notes about these specific seeds. So I'm going to take my zinnia seeds and I'm going to fill up my envelope. So there you have it. I have harvested our zinnia seeds. I have put them in our envelope. Now these will store for a couple of years if you keep them in a cool, dark place. I keep all of our zinnia seeds, all of our seeds actually, in plastic photo storage containers, and then they sit in the closet so it is cool and dark. So I just add these in. This envelope matches the size of all of our other zinnia, all of our other seed packages, so it fits in perfectly. So thank you guys so much for following along today and harvesting some zinnia seeds with us. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you join the Simple Farmhouse Living resource library to get your free printable seed packets, and please make sure that you hit subscribe and the notification bell. Sorry, I forgot for a second what I was going to say. Please make sure that you hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime that I upload a new video about homesteading, gardening, and farmhouse life. And if you are interested, I'm going to put a video right here about how we plant our daffodil bulbs.